Hello, and welcome to Community TV with me, Adaire Palmer. This is TV for you by TV for me, and this is where I talk to people in the community who are doing amazing things to add value to the lives of people around them. Now, this could be anything from meditation, a yoga class, learning to cook, reading tarot cards, healing, physical fitness, gardening, whatever you're interested in, it's going to be covered here. So join me and my special guests as we explore information and ideas that will help you live a fuller, more happier and productive life. Today, it's absolutely my pleasure to introduce our special guest, Barbara Simpson. Now, Barbara has a healing practice in Adelaide where she uses a number of modalities, including Reiki, Pellowah, I'm going to have to check that I pronounced that properly, hypnotherapy, crystal light bed therapy. She is a Heal Your Life workshop leader, a spiritual emergence coach, and has co-authored 2 books. Her passion to help others took her to open a first free Reiki clinic in a homeless shelter. Amazing stuff, Barbara. She has a background in business management, community services, and training for over 25 years. Her passion for assisting people to overcome their challenges and transform their lives emotionally, physically, and spiritually. Her passion is to help people overcome their challenges in those areas. So when she's healing clients, she intuitively uses the therapy that she believes will be of greatest benefit at the time. Unless, of course, if you're a client and you want to have a particular treatment type, she gently guides her clients with care and compassion, and together they work out a plan to move forward in a positive way. I'm really, really excited today to share with you that Barbara, I'll just bring her into the broadcast, is going to be sharing with us what to do in the event of a spiritual emergency situation. So, wow, welcome, Barbara.
Thank you very much for having me, Adaire.
Yes, it's my pleasure. It really is. That's a pretty impressive bio that you've got there, and I just think it's just amazing that what you can do to help people in the community. I do want to talk about what to do in a spiritual emergency situation, absolutely. But first, I really would love to know a little bit about you and what started you on the path, how you sort of came to be where you are and what you're doing. And also, I'm just going to pop that. I'm just having a look. I'm just asking people if they're watching to please share this broadcast, because Barbara has got some excellent information. I'm sure that will help you and your life, and she's certainly, just looking at what she's got on offer, has really just been really helpful for me just to think about it already. So Barbara, just a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. So I guess I've been on a journey, as we all have. We will have our own story. I had a number of different traumas and things that happened through my life and illnesses, and so I did lots of research. I'm a researcher and experiencer my whole life. So in that, I've learned a number of modalities to increase my awareness of what is out there in the world, but also healing myself. And in doing so, had different types of experiences that awoken me spiritually, energy experiences that some were hard to integrate straight away into my energy field. So I was looking for something to help me in that way, and also to help my clients, because I have a number of clients that come to me with the same sort of situation. And it's great to be able to give them handouts and things like that to take home so they can work with themselves if they don't want to come and see someone. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Really awesome. So you've got your practice. You do that as well as some other stuff, I believe. But
yeah.
I think I think that's really awesome. We've got a couple of people who have popped in to watch us live. We do catch a lot of people on replay as well. So if you are here live, just pop in and say hello. Love to know who you are and where you're from. That would be really awesome. And if you want to share this broadcast, we would be able to help more people showing. And I've got it show and grow, but it's actually if we share, then we can spread the word a lot faster about what we can do and how we can help people, and especially how Barbara can help people with her spiritual healing. So let's go to the next sort of thing is around how you help people. I know you touched on that a bit before, but I think the looking at the spiritual emergency situation, I'd like to know a little bit more about that and how you do help people with that. So if you can
yeah, sure. So I guess everyone sort of is becoming more aware and more awake these days of what's out there other than what's in the physical. And so everyone has a different perception, their view about what they see in the world. And then when something changes in that regard, they might find it a bit hard to digest or a bit conflicting to their own thoughts. And so it takes them a while to integrate that. And that can happen in a number of different ways. You could have a dream, an angel might come to you in your dream and you don't know what to do with that. You don't know how to express that. It's about giving it a voice and being able to communicate that. But it's also someone might be on an alcohol or drug situation and they don't know how to deal with that. They have experiences, they have hallucinations and things like that, and then they just don't know how to express that or to deal with that, and they become very overwhelmed and lost in their life. So I help clients go through the process of assisting them in a non-judgmental way, and just allowing them to express what in any way that they wish to.
So a little bit more about the spiritual emergency situation. I think you're talking about it in the context of it sort of almost like a thing that happens. You're saying a dream, or you might have if it was an alcohol or drug thing, would that be sort of seen in the medical industry as like a psychosis type thing, or?
Yes, it can be in the mental health. In Australia, we're not so open in relation to seeing other points of view on how to deal with people that have mental issues. Mm-hmm. In other countries, they're a lot more open in how they deal with it. So, for example, in Brazil, they have hospitals and the psychologists and psychiatrists work hand in hand with mediums to see if there's other ways of dealing with someone who has mental issues, because it could be a spirit around that person who's interfering with that person in some way that could cause them to be appearing to have a psychosis. So there are other ways that, in the US, they have houses where people can go and stay who are going through spiritual emergence or spiritual emergencies, and they can stay there for as long as they choose to. And they're open, and they have people that are just coming to visit them and be with them, and just allowing them to be and to integrate whatever's going on in that psychosis or in that trauma. With drugs, it just blocks immediately, and it doesn't allow the person to fully digest the whole circumstance of what's happening to them. And that can interfere with it and can actually make it worse if the person is actually going through an awakening of some sort.
Okay, so just describe, this is a lot to get my head around, because it's, so would you suggest that having an awakening of some sort, that is actually the part of the spiritual emergency situation? Is that what you're saying, or is that?
It can be a spiritual emergence. There's different new words that are coming out in the market, and different training that I've learnt, and they've actually put words to what happens. So there's different catalysts for emergence or emergencies. So 20% of the world's population is sensitive. So
can you just describe sensitive then? Because that's, yeah,
sure. They can be sensitive to light. They can be sensitive to sound. They can be sensitive to every little thing around them. They can the whole body can just be buzzing. Everything can become so overwhelming. They don't deal with being around people for very long. They don't like crowds and things like that. So it can be any number of things. But there's actually a movie that's been produced about Alanis Morissette, the singer, and her experience in being highly sensitive.
Wow. So is there any way that we can have a look at this movie, or is that
Yeah, sure.
Yeah,
it's called Sensitive. So if you like to anyone likes to type in sensitive, we can send you the link for that.
Okay, beautiful. So if you want to have a look at the movie, and I'm definitely interested in having a look at that, Barbara can send you the link to the movie Sensitive if you just type sensitive in the comments below. So we do have, actually I might just put, see if I could do that.
So just on that, there are a number of different things that can spark an emergence or emergency. It can be an emotional experience. It could be a loss of a person. It could be spiritual experience, or it could be like a spiritual course that you attend, like a Reiki course.
Okay.
Or it could be childbirth, or it could be drug-related, or it could just be, what's going on in the world is just sparking something within you.
And I think, and I had an experience like that in a job that I was in. I just want to go back. We've got some comments here. We've got Taran is saying that people are not open about emotional issues. How can that help if someone doesn't want to speak up? So, and then we've got another comment from, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this properly, is Urera. But anyway, so Taran, I apologise if I'm not pronouncing it properly. Did you want to make a comment about people not? The only thing with putting the comments up, we can just see you like foo, my dear. We'll pop that down again. So people are not open about emotional issues. How can that help if someone doesn't want to speak up? Is there anything that you can do to help them?
Yeah, so I've got a self-help tool that we're going to hand out later, which has some really great tips to help the person, but also if they don't want you to help them, you can show it to them and they can read it themselves. But the best thing to do that we've learnt with spiritual emergence or emergency is just to be with the person. And that's just sit there and just allow them to be in any way that they choose to be. And just being with a person, the energy of that is amazing, what you can do in that sort of environment.
And I think too often that we go, we have to do something because we're action takers. We have to do something. And I know I've got family friends and like family and friends, but family that are quite close to me that have that sort of have some, suffer from things like depression and that type of thing, and are very quite sensitive to lights, to maybe not sound, but definitely being out in crowds, and actually sensitive to living in real life, So, and it can be, it can like just that feeling of being helpless, that you can't do something to help them, but just being there. Is that what you're saying? Just being there and allowing them. Yeah.
It's a huge thing to do.
Yeah. So just in a non-judgmental way, just to be there, to let them be in their own,
in their own space.
In their own space. If they want to, they can. If again, type help in the comments, and the self-help tool that that Barbara was talking about, you can. I think it's great. I've had a look at it. What we'll do is type help in the comments, and it will we'll send it to you directly by messenger. So it's quite easy to access. You can access it immediately. And then you can actually, I think, even using it as a way to, like with my family members, just to, sort of even giving them that and saying, here, there's some things that you can do if you choose. That might be something you feel like you're taking some action.
Yes, that's right.
But it's more like a passive thing, because then it puts the gives the person permission to either use some of the suggestions in the self-help tool, or to, when they're ready, they will use more, pick out the ones that resonate with them, the things to do. I just want to say, Urira says, I heard for people in AA recovery that psychic change needs to occur for a person to remain abstinent. So did you want to make a comment about that? That's quite an interesting comment too.
If I'm getting it right, when people do drink alcohol, they are opening their aura and their energy up to other things. So spirits who have passed that may have had an alcohol issue may join that person and sort of encourage them to drink more. So in a spiritual way, they may be needed to clearing energies around that person, which may help them with their alcohol or drug issue. So yeah,
okay.
If I answered that correctly.
No, I think that's what Urira was saying, and I really do hope I'm pronouncing your name properly. But so heard people in AA recovery that psychic change needs to occur for a person to remain abstinent. So, and that makes sense. What you've said is that people if they can't get rid of that, as you call the spirit that is the pesky. I don't know, but maybe some people that aren't au fait with the work that you do and the practices that you have, we would call it like the monkey on your back type thing. It would be. But so the psychic change means that you would replace the pesky spirit with the one that actually is has got a better energy. Is that the type of thing that?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right, and it makes huge changes for people. Unbelievable. Right. It can be immediate. If they do have a spirit around them that is causing them issues, then it can be immediate change.
Yeah. So and that actually, because some people, I think, with problems with drug and alcohol abuse problems, do I think find like the fear that to let that go. So it sounds to me like something like doing a practice like doing an energy clearing would actually help them move forward much faster.
Yes. Yeah.
And yeah, so so in terms of doing this, we'll just pop back to what you were saying before around what people are like in Australia and possibly, like I said, in the US, or maybe a little bit more open-minded, but in Australia we are not. This isn't something that we would see as a normal practice. Is it becoming more mainstream, or what can we do to help it become more mainstream? Because we are a nation, and we're actually probably more than a nation, I think, with even in the US and some of the other westernized countries, it's like, let's pop a pill and make this better. But the pills don't necessarily help every time. I think that's just the Band-Aid. That's my opinion. But
yeah, no, they're right. There's a lady in America called Emma Bragdon who started a university called Integrated Mental Health for You, where there are courses to help people. If they wish to learn more about spiritual emergence, they can look at that website and we can give people information about that. And she brought it to Australia, and that's how I heard about it. And that's how I've done the training here. She came out here and did the training.
Is that how it's spelled? Sorry to interrupt. Is that how it's spelled? Emma Bragdon, Bragdon.
Yes.
Got it right. So Emma, so if you'd like to know more, you can can type Emma in the comments, and Barbara will get you some more information. But so sorry about that. I didn't mean to interrupt. But
that's okay.
Yeah. So share a bit more about Emma and her what she does in her work.
Okay, so she spent a lot of time in Brazil in the hospitals, and she takes people over there to see how the psychiatrists and psychologists are working with the mediums in clearing people's energies, and they're seeing remarkable changes because they're more aware of spirits in Brazil and spiritism and different types of different treatments. So she's written lots and lots of books about spiritual emergency and spiritism. And there's 52 certified coaches now around the world that can sort of do her work. And she's always out there exploring and learning, and we're always going on. We've got ongoing training. The most recent thing, which might be worth covering, is that people can have experiences with ETs. So, people, beings from off planet.
Oh, okay. Yes. Cool.
Which is also a spiritual emergency or spiritual emergence.
Yes.
So, so we've been doing a bit more work in that area. So it's people don't really like much to talk about ETs and things like that, but apparently in the US, about 50% of people are aware and believe that there are ETs. So.
Yeah, and I'd like to believe that there are too, because I'd like to believe that there's something bigger than us, when you look at the universe and where we sit in it, it's like it's actually hard to even fathom that we are, but that we even would think that we're by ourselves. But
that's right.
So
there's a new group called Disclosure Support, which is also another area.
We have someone, he's one of our broadcasters, who's commenting as My Time TV. I don't know who it is, but they believe in ETs, and it could be any one of a few people that we have on the broadcasting in the My Time TV. So mytimetv.live does believe in ETs, but I didn't write that, but if you want to just switch over to yourself and maybe just tell us who you are that's commenting, that would be good. It's it's a great platform, but it can be a little bit confusing.
That's okay.
So sorry, tell us a little bit more about the ETs and the spiritual. Is it emergence or emergency? Are they the difference? I guess are two different. Emergence is that awareness.
It's different degrees of emergency. Like an emergence is becoming aware of something, or an emergency is actually a person is quite not able to do anything. They're at that point where they just can't do anything. So they could be hiding in the corner and not able to move because they've got psychosis going on.
Yes, yeah. Well, like me, curled up under the bed in the fetal position for a year because I don't know if it was psychosis, but I was actually too, I didn't go into shopping centres for a long time because I felt that the negativity that would come at me from being in shopping centres would be like darts, like thousands of darts of just bombarding me, and I just found it so distressing. I actually even had a panic attack and passed out at one point. That was in, so and I would think that would be a spiritual emergency situation. Paula is also a healer, and she's saying, sorry, that's her that was commenting as My Time TV. Paula, thank you so much for joining us, and that is awesome. That Paula's she's a presenter. She's getting her own show together, and she's a healer as well. So this is awesome.
Hi.
So, yeah. So, and Tarana's saying, just let them be. Good point there. Now I'm just wondering if that was related back to the. I'm just thinking, what was we said before?
The emotional person.
Yes, the emergence and the emergency, and that was because it's what we were saying is just let people be. So now Paul is saying hello, and we're just about that half hour has just gone so fast. We just get warmed up into a conversation, and we've got to wind it up. But what I'd like to do is just perhaps get you to share a little bit about the self-help tool. And if people want to grab a copy of the tool, they are welcome to type help in the comments, and then you can, here we go. So just maybe a little bit around what's in the self-help tool, because I know that if I had something like that when I was going through my dark time or having my spiritual emergency situation, it might have been able to shortcut it to to less than a year or so, because that was a pretty bleak year. So, and Taran's saying about the emotional stress, just let people be. Yes, thank you for your input. So,
Thank you.
yeah. So, Barbara, did you want to share with some of the
Sure.
things that are in the self-help tool?
I guess probably one of the most important, well, a couple of the most important things is in there is that please go and see your GP, because there may be some imbalances with your in your body physically. It could be some vitamins or something like that, minerals that you're missing that are causing some issues. So I would recommend that. But in the actual handout itself, it's just got different foods, nutritions, things that you can sort of have a look at and try. If things are becoming overwhelming, it's got tips in there on what you can do to help yourself. And yeah, it's just probably your Bible, if you're in an emergency at the moment, to just guide you and assist you in a very simple, non-judgmental way.
That is brilliant. Thank you so much, Barbara, for sharing that with us. I did have a look at the self-help tool, like I said before, and I think that it is absolutely, there's stuff there that is, you can just, you can do straight away, and just a matter of picking out the sorts of things that even it might be just changing your diet a little bit or listening to some upbeat music or something. So you can do that for yourself. But then also, if you want to, like Barbara said, go to see your GP, but also reach out. So Barbara, where can we find you? Where is the best place to find you for reaching out?
Yeah, so we can leave out my numbers and things like that, but I'm located in Linden Park.
I've actually put all your details above in the post. They're already up there. There's clickable links to your Facebook page and your website, and there's your phone number up there as well. I should have reframed that, saying, instead of saying where can we find you, you'll find Barbara if you look above the post. So you do hands-on at Linden Park.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, if anyone just wants to email or ring me or just run past a situation that they're going through right now and they just want someone to talk to, I'm willing just to do that as well. So open that up to people as well.
That is brilliant. And I think if you're catching the replay, because a lot of people do catch up on the replay with this, if you are catching the replay, remember to type help in the comments. You should get a copy of the self-help tool that Barbara has put together for us, that will help you help other people who are having a spiritual emergency situation. So that is brilliant. Barbara, just one more question before we go. Do you do remote healing, or is it all hands-on and face-to-face? Is there any?
Yes, I do. I do remote healing.
Okay, yep. Beautiful. So there's several.
I have clients around the world. So.
Perfect. So please, if you are in Adelaide, come and see Barbara. We've actually met IRL in real life, and Barbara is absolutely as gorgeous in real life as she is here on the show. And I just love that gentle, calming influence that I can feel the energy now coming through. It's just gorgeous. And please, catch up with Barbara and see if there's any way that she can help you. And if you want to have your own self-help tool, type help in the comments even after the podcast is finished. So I'm going to thank you very much, Barbara. Don't go anywhere. I'll just pop you out of the show and wind it up, and we will catch up in a moment. Thanks, Barbara.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. That was Barbara Simpson, and she is a energy healer. She deals in, today we're talking about your spiritual emergency situation and things that you can do to get you through a spiritual emergency situation. I think I'm going to have to extend the show to an hour, because half an hour is by no means long enough to explore things that I'd like to explore. You are listening to My Time TV, or watching My Time TV, TV from me, by me, for TV for you, here every Wednesday at 2 p.m. Australian Central Daylight Time. This is Community TV with Adaire, and a big shout out to Paula, who did jump in and is joining us today. Thank you for joining us, Paula. Paula will be starting her own show on Monday nights at 7:30. So have a look in the comments for some details of that. I think there's also, she'll be putting up some events around when the show will be on and what she'll be doing for that. So shout out to Paula. Go you. And if you want to contact Barbara, just have a look above in the comments, in the body of the post. All Barbara's contact details are there. Until next Wednesday, it's Adaire Palmer. Have a great week, and I'll see you then. Bye for now.